Hello and welcome to the Pro Wrestling Voice Podcast. I'm your host, John Lucas, alongside my co-host, Vinny Bernard.
Woo!
Kevin Ortiz, how's it going, my man?
It's going great, man. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Been a good day so far. Follow us on Twitter at PWV_podcast for all your wrestling news, articles, opinions, and information. Check out ProWrestlingVoice.com. Check out our store at ProWrestlingTees.com/ProWrestlingVoice. Only $19.99. You guys go ahead and check those out. We are the generation that grew up in the Attitude Era. This is our take on the business. Fellas, what's going on, yo?
It's going well, man. As always, everything is good.
Good. I wish Raw was good this week, because that shit was... It was awful. I'll say it. I don't even care. It was just so bad.
You're being generous.
Yeah, it was a week Raw.
It was SAWFT.
Soft.
It was so bad, yo. I couldn't believe. And I mean, I don't know if you want to use the excuse. The NBA playoffs were on, and was it the Stanley Cup? The hockey game was on also. That sucks. That's tough competition, but it
is. But you can't put on that bad of a show. I mean, Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals was awesome. It was. I found myself on that a lot more than I did Raw last night. But I mean, Raw was just so bad. It was more commercials than it was actually televised wrestling.
Tell me about
the damn truth. Yeah, no, it was, yeah, I couldn't believe it. And it's like they took a break. They knew people weren't going to watch the show. They knew it was like Memorial Day weekend, so people are probably going to be out doing shit, barbecuing or whatever, or just watching the game. I mean, that sucks, but yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into some news. Kevin, why don't you hit us with some facts, the KO facts.
Will do. A lot of news in the past week or two, and when I mean a lot, I mean a lot.
Fuck yeah, man.
First, let me start off with some big news in regards to The Undertaker, the dead man. We may have seen the last of The Undertaker in the WWE. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Whoa. What?
We may have seen the last of the dead man. It's not 100% confirmed, but right now he's having arguments. He's upset with Vince McMahon because apparently at Mania, Vince actually wanted Taker to lose to Shane, which makes sense because that would have set up the storyline, more correctly, if you will. But, Undertaker losing to Shane, it's Taker. He can't lose a man. He lost once. That's enough, honestly, for him. And I also heard that Vince wants him to compete at SummerSlam, but, per Taker's contract, I think he only has to wrestle once a year, and we all know when that once a year is, and that's going to be a Mania, maybe versus John's favorite, John Cena. But hey, we'll see when the time comes. Let's see here. After that, I was reading up on my man Neville. He actually might be making a return pretty soon as well. They're doing some advertising for him, and I think it's going to be about September or so where he's been advertised for some overseas events. So maybe we'll get to see him in about a month or two. I don't know, but I can't wait to see him back because we don't have a lot of high flyers right now.
Definitely, he's been missed.
Yeah, much missed. Let's see here. What else do we got? This is just a personal favor. I got a shout out to my man Randy Orton, expecting a baby girl later on this year. Congratulations, my man.
Hey,
shout out.
Expecting? Okay, yeah.
Congrats. His venom. Hey, I see you, Randy. Go ahead, dog.
Randy.
All right, now we'll just go into pretty much everything we kind of learned on Raw, starting with the draft we didn't learn on Raw, but it's supposed to take place, we believe, July 11th, and that's going to be in Detroit, Michigan. Man,
hey.
I'm so jealous that we're not going to be able to attend something like that. Detroit,
lucky
bastards. Oh man, that's gonna be awesome though. And then as they talked about as Shane and Steph talked about on Raw on July 19th, SmackDown is finally gonna go live. And man, I can't wait for that.
Yes,
SmackDown going live has been something I've wanted for years, and they're finally doing it. I can't believe they're finally doing it. And finally, I'm not alone here. The brand split's coming back, and I know a lot of other people are happy about it. I've always liked the brand split. I hate it when they fuse them again. I think I liked it for like the first 2 weeks and was like, this is stupid. I'm not watching SmackDown. But yeah, I'm happy it's back. I'm more than happy it's back. We can talk about that a lot later, though.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a big discussion right there. A lot to talk about in those regards.
Yeah, definitely. Um, let's go ahead and dive on into Raw.
Do we have to?
Yeah. That's the right call right there, Vandy. It's just a terrible, terrible Raw. Only a couple good segments.
You
One
know
was a
the
very good segment.
you know the worst part is I might actually take you up on that offer. I don't know if I want to talk about Raw.
We're making history today, folks. We might not talk about Raw because
Just
there's not much to
completely
talk
avoid
about.
it.
I'm kind of looking at it in the sense that if they get us to talk about it, it might have worked in their eyes. Whereas I'd rather just it was stupid, it was bad, it was awful. Right
Yeah.
out the gate, there's no need to talk about how awful stupid it was, but I think we should hit a few points, if
Yeah.
anything. Like
There was a few good moments that
three, four,
took
five
place.
points, nothing too major. And an absolute number one has to be Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns in the probably the and here's the worst part. I will give Roman his credit because until Seth came out, he actually didn't do a bad job, and I'll give him that. He was okay on the mic. He didn't do anything awful. Did what he was supposed to do. He stayed in his lane, and good for Roman. Um, but Seth, start, stop, run back and forth to the ring and back. What are and I'm I'm sitting there like J&J are gonna come back and fight with Seth, right? Something, and I'm like, no, no. Maybe Seth will chicken shit out and grab a weapon or something and come back. No,
Didn't happen.
and it just flat, just ended,
It was
just like that. It was just flat, and
Well, we know his knee's good.
yeah. That's probably what he was doing, just warming it up a little bit.
warming
That
it
was,
up a little bit. And this
that was such a terrible promo, dude.
and
It was awful.
the worst part is it could have been saved if Roman if let's say I know they had the idea to go out there and do this. But let's say they didn't want to do the Seth part. Roman could have put a nice button on his promo and just said, "And you can believe that," and that would have been fine. A nice 5 minute Roman address Seth Rollins attacking him. I'm gonna get him back when I see him promo. That would have been it was fine for what it would have been. But unfortunately, we didn't get that, and we got to see Seth Rollins looking as weak as he ever has on WWE programming.
Hmm.
It was just bad,
I,
just bad.
I guess
That was,
I see what they're trying to do, but yeah, I'm with you. It was bad. They were trying to, yeah, they're trying to make everybody hate Seth because they want him to be heel so bad. But yeah, it was bad. The way it came off was just bad. It wasn't. The segment was awful. It was an awful segment.
Awful, man.
it was atrocious, like absolutely awful. It was God. It was. I'm done harping on that.
Let's move on.
Just please move on. It was so bad. It was so bad. New. Oh, I forgot to do this at the top of the show. New Day and
No, you
No,
didn't forget.
we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later, actually. Enzo and Cass versus the Dudley Boys. Enzo and Cass are just good. They still got it. So I'm happy,
Yeah.
and they're
That was
just
one of
riding
the
the.
few times the crowd got hot throughout the night when they came
Tell
out.
me about it. But I'm happy. As long as they keep doing well, then I have no complaints whatsoever.
It's funny how like at the beginning of the night we were saying how the crowd is
They were
they're not.
dead. They were
But
dead.
but can you blame them for the show that was put on?
Fuck no. Oh God, no. I feel bad for them now. Well. They're lucky they got to see something, but that was yeah. And we'll get to that in a second. Yeah. So Enzo and Cass, pretty good match with the Dudleys, what they had going on. I don't think anything happened after the match, right?
Nah.
Yeah. JBL said Enzo was annoying. That I thought that was stupid. I don't get it. And then
Yeah.
Cole kept putting emphasis on this is a big victory. It was a big victory for them, so that's good. Um. Okay, so your boy John Cena makes his return to WWE. Much anticipated return. Um.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see him back, and I think you can tell the crowd was excited too.
I think he probably got the loudest natural pop of the night without anything else happening. Um, and then he cut some Memorial Day promo, USA, all through and through, and that's fine. He's John Cena.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that part right there.
Someone needs to. And Rusev did earlier with, excuse me, Titus did earlier with Rusev, and so I'm happy to see Titus get into a feud with Rusev. I hope it lasts more than a month, 2 months, but I don't know because if Titus beats Rusev, that would be pretty cool to see.
That would be.
Yeah.
Because Titus definitely needs a push right now, and who better to beat than Rusev, one of the best that there is right now. One of the, as he says, one of the greatest U.S. champion of all time.
I think it'd be cool to see Titus and Cena as tag team champions. Like they can do like a USA gimmick if they want to get them away from like the world titles after like AJ and Rusev are done. Cena's always gonna have like a real match, but like if. Let's say at SummerSlam, Enzo and Cass take the tag titles off him, and then Cena and Titus are like, you know what? Let's make some waves in this tag division. This isn't something that Cena hasn't done in a while, so it'll be interesting to see what he could do with the tag division after seeing what he did with the U.S. title. Because if Cena had the tag team championship, I think a few more people will care about the tag team championships. Like New Day has it, and they do it well. If Enzo and Cass have it, they'll make it anticipated also. But when you grow up in the Attitude Era and the titles are going between Edge and Christian, Matt and Jeff, and the Dudleys, like you like tag team wrestling, and I want to like tag team wrestling again. And it sucks that it's making a comeback, but I don't know. There's just something missing to it, like big name star power. I think. Yeah, it's like they need when Cena and Shawn Michaels were tag team champions for a little while. What? Come on now, those are like the two biggest names you're gonna get on a tag team, especially now. Like you're not gonna see that anymore nowadays.
I mean, the problem is WWE keeps breaking up tag teams and doesn't keep them long enough there for a division to be stable in. And well, of course, we'll get into more of that soon. But I mean, there's a potential where that could happen again. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, one thing too, what you were saying maybe a week or two ago, Vandy, maybe Randy comes back and he teams with Cena because he actually just had a tweet that he put out talking about how he feels about AJ Styles, and he said he loved to catch him midair.
Nice. I would love
that. It'd be like a two-man power trip.
Yeah, exactly. Cena's gonna need some help against the club. I mean, he is Super Cena, so maybe he can do it by himself. But I think he's gonna need some help out there.
I would love to see it. Cena and Randy tagging again. They could be good tag team champions. People would. Oh man, come on, that'd be so fun to watch.
Yeah. They have good chemistry. They have good chemistry.
They do. They do.
I'd love to see it.
Can you imagine a phenomenal forearm getting reversed into an RKO out of nowhere? Could you imagine that?
That would be a sight.
Right now. Yeah, that'd be
awesome. That would be awesome.
That'd be almost as good as that Seth Rollins RKO at Mania.
Yeah,
that one was so dope. Oh my god! I remember I was like marking the fuck out. I was like, oh my god! Look at that! It's over. If he kicks out of this, then fuck WWE because that was it was so perfectly executed.
It was, man.
One try, no mistakes. That will forever live, and that's the worst part. Is that's probably like the last time we're ever gonna see the curb stomp on camera, like because they erased that thing from the books, man, and I hate that they do it. Did you see the Seth Rollins special after Raw?
No,
I didn't see the whole thing, but I got about 20 minutes left, man. That was a good freaking video.
I know WWE 24, man. They pull out all the stops. It's really, really, really good, and it sucks. Like they're talking about Seth's rise, Vandy, and they showed Seth running in with Money in the Bank. They don't show the finish though. They just show Seth pinning.
Yeah.
I'm like, anyone else that would have shown a finish. Like,
yeah.
Michael Cole, rock bottom or attitude adjustment. 1, 2, ding ding. You would have saw all that, but it was just like the pin. And
that was a good documentary, though, man. It showed a lot of insight on the, Seth Rollins is going more into his personal life away from the ring, And
him running around as the Ultimate Warrior was it was cute. It was really, really cute. But it was just so cool to see. Like, when you grow up a fan, it sticks. It sticks. It's so everyone loves it as a kid, and that's the thing, It's like no one could tell me, even until I was like 15, that wrestling was predetermined. You couldn't tell me it. It couldn't tell me it. And just seeing him just talk about like Hulk Hogan and like the Ultimate Warrior going around shaking ropes in his house, I was like, man, this is so cool. Because that was us. That was us when we were little kids, man, just running around. I remember me and Sean Johnson used to put each other in pedigrees all the time. Take each other in the stomach and like wrap our arms up and just jump. You don't slam each other, you won't get expelled, but just jump. And it was funny. And then everyone just doing stunners on each other all the time, man. That was so much fun. Gunston, man. Gunston.
Now you're right though, man. It was a nostalgia trip watching his video because,
right.
like you said, it just brought you back to all the good times we had as a kid. As kids.
Good old times. Good old times.
Bandy and I, the tag team champions of the world.
Yes, sir. You already know.
I wish I was there for that.
We never got beaten, undefeated.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Oh man, that was fun, dude. That was one of the best times of my life, honestly. And, I'll never forget it, dude. Just hanging out with the friends. Everybody loves wrestling. Like you said, everybody loved wrestling.
Oh yeah.
At that point, so just awesome, man. Just a great time.
It was a good time. I wish we could go back and just everyone just telling each other, "Suck it!" Doing shops in the hallways, man. And then it sucks for him, but Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler in what was supposed to be a very technical match, or a technical wrestling match, and then the worst part is it kind of sunk me in too. With Dolph had the wrestling headgear on and had a mouthpiece in and everything. I was like, oh shit, let's see what Dolph's really about to do. And he's even moving around the ring like, I'm like, oh shit, this fucker knows what he's doing, And then blatant, full blown low blow. Really?
Right.
Really? Come on, Ziggs. Like, I laughed. It's fucking funny. It's fucking funny.
It was. He needed some revenge. He
did need some revenge because I remember Baron Corbin's was, man, oh god, he just yeah,
with authority.
With authority, but with SmackDown or next Raw, I hope Baron Corbin is probably gonna beat the dog shit out of him, like just fuck him up. I want to see like an end of days through a table or some shit. Just really, just like you never gonna get away with that shit ever again, you stupid little dog. Like fuck you. I hope he does, man.
I hope that happens too, man.
Because I didn't think he could kick Baron Corbin to his knees. That was funny. I was like, oh shit! It's like the great equalizer, Like get the fuck out. It's like the one move that works against Brock. I guess it's like they're associating it with Baron now too, but. Stop throwing around low blows. What's wrong with you guys?
I know, man. That used to be a staple back in Attitude Era. It's been a while since we see this, so they're bringing it back.
Now it seems that we see like maybe twice, maybe two of them every month or something like that.
Something like that. I still remember when Undertaker did his cold at Battleground last year. I was like, did Undertaker just low blow Brock Lesnar? What the Undertaker low blow Brock Lesnar? But yeah, I remember everyone's like, oh, wait, what? Did he really just do that?
Nobody know, like no one knew how to react to that,
Exactly. It was like
Undertaker's not supposed to do that.
It's funny because, like at the time, he's shining face. You couldn't turn him heel, and he kind of still didn't turn heel after that. It's the heelest move you can do. And he didn't do it, and he didn't turn. I don't think, but anyway. What else happened on Raw? Anything else happen on Raw?
Oh
Anything
yeah.
memorable? Oh well, yeah. There's one, big thing. Big.
Ah, I forgot about it. I forgot about it. I was talking about it and stopped. Okay, so going back to John Cena, um, after the Memorial Day promo, he comes out and says, I'm hearing about this new era. This new era is like, I am still the face that runs the place, and the new era must go through me." And immediately, AJ Styles' music hits. Fans are like, "Wait, what is this really happening? Oh my gosh, what's going on?" Because they're quiet at first, and they get in the ring after AJ gets his power and everything. They get them hyped, and then it's like, uh-oh, like the face of TNA versus the face of WWE finally standing in the ring, and then the crowd's like, "Let's go Cena, AJ Styles, let's go Cena, AJ Styles," and then they get riled up, and for 5 minutes it goes on, and you even see Cena stand like this, just like waiting for it because he knows it's coming roaring in, and I'm like, this is gonna work. This
Yes.
is gonna work, and I was like, this is so cool. So let's see what they do. And then AJ Styles, and I'm happy he did what he did. He came straight up said, I respected what you've done, on this side of the business and everything you've done. I know how hard you've worked, and nice words, put over John Cena. Handshake. And Cena's like kind of skeptical at first, and it's like, okay, and he shakes his hand. I'm like, all right, cool. We're cool. We know you're gonna fight, but you're cool.
Yeah, little did he know.
Yeah.
What was coming next?
Little did he know. The Bullet Club, or the club, Gallows and Anderson come down, and pretty much, I don't even remember what they said. That's the worst part. Pretty much, I think it was like, "We like you better the way you were, AJ." I think that's what it was.
Stop sucking up to Cena. We're not here to. We're here to, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then they look like they're about to come down to the ring. AJ takes his shirt off, throws it in the crowd, and then Cena takes his shirt off, throws it in the crowd, and as Cena runs back to get ready for the fight, bam! Right in the face.
And the beatdown.
Cena's on the ground. AJ Styles jumps on him. The club gets in the ring, and they just beat the dog piss out of John Cena.
That's stating it lightly. They obliterated.
They beat him like a redhead stepchild. Like he stole some.
I loved every freaking second of that, man. It was.
I'm not gonna lie,
awesome.
it was a moment. It was a moment, and I was watching, and I was like, "Man, this is really happening right now. Is someone gonna come to John Cena's aid?" Of course, no one's gonna come to John Cena's aid.
Fuck no.
No, because I remember there was a time when the Usos would come to Cena's aid, but they're with Roman, so that's a no-no anymore now.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, they beat the shit out of him. AJ left the ring 3 times, came back in twice? Came back in 3 times?
Yeah.
Kept hitting Cena? I did the world a favor.
Yes, he did. AJ, thank you, AJ. Thank you. Thank you, AJ.
The Bullet Club standing tall over John Cena. Bullet Club is ruling over the wrestling world. And after last night...
Finally.
Yeah, I know, man.
And after last night, they're just like, we're on top of everybody. We just beat the dog shit out of John Cena.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
They finally got some respect on their name.
Some respect on their name. Hey.
They beat out the face that runs the place. That was awesome. I enjoyed it.
Remember I was telling you guys like Raw was like it was about like a D plus or like a C.
Yeah.
When that happened, it shot up a couple letter grades. That was a fantastic moment, man. I'll never forget that ass whooping right there.
It was a moment. I'm not gonna forget that one either. That's funny. But yeah, that was pretty much the highlights of Raw. I don't think we need to dive in any
I will
farther.
give credit to the 6 competitors in the 6-man tag team match at the end. First of all, the face promo backstage and the heel promos backstage are both entertaining and funny. And they put on a great match to close the show, and the crowd was into it. I think they had kind of some life after the whole club beatdown to Cena happened, so that was great. But they put on a great match. Nothing, no extra shenanigans, nothing extra afterwards. Show just ends. But they put on a great 6-man tag team match. All 6 competitors in the ring. I mean, we know they can all go. So I'll give them credit for that. That was, I mean, of course, the most wrestling on the show the entire day and the best match on the entire night. So I'll give them credit for that because almost everything else besides the club beatdown was awful. So I'll give them credit for that.
Yeah, that's a much deserved credit. All those guys, like you said, I mean, I'm just so happy that they're here right now and they're all performing very well. And the Money in the Bank match is going to be it's going to be a phenomenal match. I mean, I
I
can
think that
guarantee
might
that
be the
much.
best money in the bank match at all of them.
Yeah,
I'm going to go out and say that right now. That'll be
going
my
out on a
bold
limb.
prediction right now. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that with the people involved, the competitors involved, I think is going to be the best Money in the Bank match.
Oh yeah, and
But
we still got one more competitor who we don't know who he is yet to be in that match. So
I was going to ask about that because they were advertising for Raw that they were going to reveal or have a match for the seventh competitor, but then later on throughout the night, they just took out the seventh person at
that's
all
true.
from the promos. So did they have a change of heart, or I was trying to figure out. I don't know if there was anything behind that. I haven't found anything on that in terms of is there still a qualifying match, or I don't know.
Now you are right though. I was asking myself that too. I was, because like you said, they showed the picture, but there was not that question mark or that that shadowy figure in the background. So I don't know. I mean, I hope they do add somebody else, but if they don't, I mean, they still got a ton of great superstars in the match, so it'll still be good, nonetheless.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, no, my thinking is if they did take someone out, or let's say they took a qualifier match out, they might have, because they knew about the ratings were going to suck anyway, they probably just want to save it for like a SmackDown or next week's Raw, something like that.
Yeah.
And now, like, it didn't and down because it didn't happen, now we can kind of see where I'm pretty sure AJ and Cena aren't going to be in it now. I'm pretty sure that's established. They won't be in it
Yeah.
now. But we'll see. We're still drawing near to the day, and who knows? Maybe they'll just hold it or reintroduce it later, or who knows? Maybe they'll just keep it at 6. Maybe 6. Maybe 6 will be the magic number again. Because sometimes when you have too many players, you're just waiting for the next spot. Essentially,
Yeah, that's true.
It's like with everyone being dead. It's like, you know what I mean? With everyone being dead, you're just like, all right, now where's the next guy? When there's too many people, you can't let it breathe. Almost like it needs to. All right, let's either calm down or applaud what we like, or applaud what we're seeing because it is really good. These guys are really killing themselves out there. I mean, they're really killing themselves out there. But once you've seen something too many times, it loses a little bit of its luster every time. So, let's see. All right, but so let's go ahead and go back to the brand split.
Okay.
New Day and Stephanie and Shane opened up Raw, and they were talking, and they were asking them questions. I don't know if it's necessarily. I think they said it's a brand extension. I think that's the official term they're going with now. So let's just stick with that. Do you think that means more superstars will float between the two shows, or there will be a dedicated Raw and a dedicated SmackDown with no interplay whatsoever?
I think so.
You want no interplay whatsoever?
I mean, if it's, I think it should be Raw. If you're on Raw, you're on Raw. You're on SmackDown, you're on SmackDown until they have, unless they have when they had it beforehand, before it started the original brand extension started to break down. You had when WrestleMania came around, you'd have the 1 or 2 Raw versus SmackDown matches. So I think if you're going to do a brand extension, Raw guys on Raw, SmackDown guys on SmackDown, and you don't have any type of contact unless, depending on what they do with the titles. Of course, we're going to dive into that. But I think it should be just it's 2 own separate things if they're deciding to go that way. I mean, I'm not 100% for the brand extension yet. I'm not 100% against it. I mean, we've talked about it extensively over the last week. I mean, ever since they announced it, because part of me is thinking, okay, great that SmackDown's going live, but Raw's still 3 hours. You split the roster in half. Of course, Raw's going to have more superstars, of course, because they got to fill the 3 hours. But if you had an entire roster together, and we had we we need more than two hands to count the amount of Brad Raws that we've counted in 2016 already. So if you cut the roster in half, I'm very afraid of some of the shows that we might be getting for 3 hours, and they're gonna
That
have to
makes
make a
sense.
believer out of me. They're gonna have to make a believer out of me because I'm not 100% against it. I'm not 100% for. I'm still neutral in the middle. Of course, more information and details are gonna come out over the next month and a half, but I don't know. I want to get super excited about it, but I'm not there yet. I'm still in the middle.
I heard a rumor today that the reason SmackDown's going live in the first place is because it was doing really bad on Thursday, and they want
Not
to put it,
surprising.
and they want to do it on Tuesday live to see if it can get better ratings. So we'll see, because I didn't know how SmackDown was doing. I don't, to me, ratings don't matter. Well, they matter business-wise, but for the quality of the show, it's not an indicator to me. We've seen great Raws where like 3 million people watch it. Just because 7 million people watched it in 1999 doesn't mean that particular episode is better than a 2013 particular episode where only 3 million people watched.
Exactly.
Um,
You got the age of DVR and everything now, so it's
exactly.
a lot different.
And here's just a reference. Like me and Darian today were talking about X-Men. We saw X-Men Apocalypse this past weekend, and we were talking about how good the X-Men cartoon was. And I remember I was like, there was no, and then Saturday morning cartoons, so Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and Saturday morning cartoons. And we remember how that was destination programming. There was no way I was gonna miss Yu-Gi-Oh at Saturday morning at 11 o'clock on WB50. There was just no way it was gonna happen. Same with Raw nowadays. Back in 1999, wrestling was the it thing. There was no ifs, ands, about it, buts. 9 o'clock on Monday night, you're watching fucking Raw. Like, it's beating NBA, it's beating the NFL in ratings. And I get it, ratings don't matter to me, but that many people are watching Raw because wrestling is the it thing. It's not the it thing anymore, and it sucks, but it's almost a little more intimate now because it's not just a bunch of, oh yeah, I like wrestling. Yeah, can you name some people? I like Dwayne Stone Cold. Some ignorant bitch that doesn't know what she's talking about. Or it's like the same thing with when like, oh, a chick says she likes Pokemon. I actually fucking like Pokemon. It's like, oh yeah, can you name? And the first question I'll actually say is like, can you name like 15 Pokemon? Because I can do that like that. That's nothing to me. But she's like, Pikachu.
Pause.
And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. If you name Pikachu first in Pokemon, I get it, but at the same time, I don't think you really know Pokemon. If someone really knows Pokemon, especially really knows Pokemon, they would have named 50 Pokemon. They'll just start with the Poke Rap and just go. That's how you name Pokemon. Anyway,
That's classic. That's a classic.
Unless that you name your favorites very first or some dope ass ones, you're gonna name the Poke Rap because you can get through all 151. Yeah, I think all 151 are in there.
Or you just start rapping off the original 150 Pokedex.
Yeah, which the worst part is I think I could actually do.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
I love Pokemon, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I hope that because the shows are going to become separated, I hope SmackDown does get better ratings. It sucks that we always liked SmackDown. SmackDown was a part of us. SmackDown was on UPN 20.
Yeah.
Like, that's why we could watch SmackDown. That's why we could watch it, and that's what was so good about it. And now I think in the day and age, the day and age that we're in now, the way to make something cool again is to give it a reason that people have to see it. Give it a reason that people are going to essentially choose this over Raw for whatever reason. And I think the number one way you do that is by putting John Cena on SmackDown. John Cena he's American wrestling. He's the Hulk Hogan, just do it. John Cena fans will watch SmackDown to see John Cena, even if it is only for the one segment he's in. And change the channel. It's fine. It's whatever. There's other shit to watch on TV. You don't have to act like I don't want. I want to watch Raw and SmackDown all the time. You want to know the fucking truth about Raw last night? I watched all of Raw. I won't say I didn't. I was getting ready to turn on my PS4, and I was gonna remote play on my Vita WWE and just like create some characters or some shit. And because I was like, this Raw sucks. I'm fucking bored, you know.
Yep.
And then what's it called? I turned on the Vita, turned on the PS4. The next thing coming up, John Cena. I'm like, all right, cool. Put this down for 15 minutes. Cena segment ended. Picked it right up. Made a whole new character and moveset and everything. And I was like, yeah, no, it's so easy for me now. But it's fun for me too. That's way more fun than watching Raw sometimes.
Yep.
Oh, it really is, man. But hey, like you were saying, going into SmackDown, I think live is definitely going to make it a better show because the age of the internet, if that's what you want to call it. Everybody, you don't even have to watch SmackDown. You can just read the results online. I mean, they're all spoiled on Tuesdays, you know.
Yeah, exactly. There's no reason. There was no reason to watch SmackDown unless you just wanted to actually watch SmackDown.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to give people a reason to want to do that.
Exactly.
So like it's in the best way possible. I think they almost need to make SmackDown. Excuse me. I think they need to make Raw SmackDown's bitch. Because Raw is Raw.
Yeah.
For the most part, people are gonna keep watching Raw, whoever is on it. You know, there's a hardcore audience out there that will watch it pretty much no matter what.
Yeah.
You put Cena, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles. I want to say Sami Zayn, but I think you keep him away from Kevin Owens right now.
Yeah.
You put Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura. You put those 5 on SmackDown.
Shit.
I'm watching.
You have an entire audience for SmackDown, and they don't even have to wrestle every week. You could alternate them. You could say Shinsuke alone. He can fight once a month, and it'd be good. Oh, Shinsuke alone could fight every 4th Tuesday. Finn Balor can fight every 3rd Tuesday. Cena can fight every Tuesday because he's John Cena. Kevin Owens can fight every Tuesday or every other Tuesday. We don't want to overexpose the talent, but we need the reason to give people to want to watch. They don't have to have a match every week. They can cut promos. That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Make SmackDown creative good again. Give them actually interesting storylines. Like the last good SmackDown story. I don't know. The last SmackDown storyline I liked was when Jesus stabbed Cena in the nightclub. Do you remember that?
Hey, you're going far back.
Yeah, far back.
Yeah, there been some other good storylines since then.
There have been, but
the whole Undertaker versus Edge saga with La Familia. You know, that was great. That's probably the last great time of SmackDown. Actually, the last great time of SmackDown was before Edge had to retire.
Shawn and Y2J was good.
Yeah, they were on Raw during that World Heavyweight title.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I think the last great storyline for SmackDown was before with Edge and Taker, and I mean SmackDown. Last time SmackDown was great was when Edge was on it. Once Edge was forced to retire, to me that was when SmackDown died.
Yep, and went downhill from there.
Yeah.
I miss Edge like a mother, man.
Me too, man. He's one of my favorites of all time. My gosh.
He is one of the best all time. There's no doubt about that. You know, man, when he cashed in that Money in the Bank on Cena, oh boy.
And when he just smacked the piss out of John Cena's dad. Oh man.
That was funny. I'll give you that one.
Oh man. But you're right though. I mean, like John always says, every time Cena gets like his ass whooped or he loses, I mean, those are always some of the better, moments that Cena puts on, and they're definitely more enjoyable for me. That's for sure.
we know. We know.
I really enjoy it, but yeah, going back to the brand extension, and I just hope they don't put. I mean, if they do put like Brock Lesnar or Undertaker on a SmackDown, there still needs to be more name power than that because those guys don't do anything. They're just big names, but they're not going to be there, so they're still not going to draw the appropriate amount of fans to invest in the show.
I think Brock should be on SmackDown, but like get him like 7th or 8th. Don't get him like 3rd pick. He's not going to be there at some point.
Yeah. Speaking of Brock, because I don't know if we brought it up earlier, I may have forgotten. It doesn't really have to do with it somewhat has to do with Brock. we heard some news that Goldberg might be returning. We saw him. He had a. If you pre-order WWE 2K17, you get Goldberg. I think like you posted on Facebook, you get two versions of Goldberg and two WCW arenas.
Yep.
And then at the end of that trailer, there's a little Easter egg that says Suplex City on the
The
windshield.
window. Yeah.
Man, wouldn't that be something to see that rematch?
It would be something as long as it was on SummerSlam or Survivor Series.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
even Royal Rumble. Maybe tease it in the Royal Rumble. That'd be nice, but not at WrestleMania. That's not a match no one wants to see at WrestleMania. We want to see it at. If it happens at SummerSlam, that's probably the best place to do it.
Yeah.
Survivor
Definitely.
Series will be a good place to do it too because it's one of the big four, but it's not really. Survivor Series sucks.
It does because
I don't look forward to it at all. It's just another pay-per-view, and I'm like,
it is. I mean,
Night
they
of
don't.
Champions is better than Survivor Series. Like, I'd rather see
Oh,
titles. Like, Survivor Series is like, I get it, your traditional match, but the traditional match doesn't mean shit.
They
There's
don't mean
not-
anything anymore.
there's
They
not-
randomly put them together at the last second now, so it doesn't
Right.
do it.
Well, maybe now with the the brand split, that can add some emphasis to Survivor Series because they can do SmackDown versus
Yeah,
Raw.
no, and that's
bragging
fine.
rights, pay-per-views.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully.
that's fine, and if they do go that route, that'll be a good route to go down.
That will. Especially if
yeah.
those guys are just exclusive to shows, and then Survivor Series. There's only like so little shows or pay-per-views that you get all the superstars on if they do the brand split. So
I think I heard that they're gonna keep them all cross pay-per-view. Like there's no like SmackDown exclusives
Okay.
or Raw exclusives. Or
I like that.
yeah, I don't mind that, but I also wouldn't mind exclusive network specials of Raw pay-per-view or SmackDown pay-per-view. So let's say they did a Raw's New Year's Revolution and SmackDown did a No Mercy. I definitely think SmackDown needs to come out the gate with their first. That's for damn sure. And No Mercy might be a nice one to bring back because that's a nostalgic name for people.
oh yeah,
For many reasons.
that's got everybody in
Yeah.
the Attitude Era. That'll get our attention like this.
Yep.
No Mercy, brand exclusive pay-per-view, the Dudleys and a tables match, something like that. Just get people talking, get people interested in the network. And speaking of the network, how do you think they're gonna do the draft? Like, do you think they'll do parts of it on Raw or SmackDown, whatever that day was? Is it June 11th? I think it's a Raw. Or do you think they'll do like some of it and then continue it on the network? And that's where I'm going because I think with the network, if they do the draft, make it like a whole network special. If they did it on like a Saturday, I think that'd be pretty cool. Like I get it, it's not your typical time to watch wrestling, and that's fine. It's probably a good thing, but just a Saturday, let's say 11 a.m. It's a pretty good time. 11 a.m. to 4 o'clock is just an entire draft of just WWE superstars, Raw to SmackDown. They can do trades. They can, trades. They can do whatever they want. Do it up like the NFL draft does, and just invite fans to it. Like have it in a venue. That'd be awesome. Get real crowd reaction for Raw and SmackDown.
That'd be a good idea.
That's a great idea.
Part of my thinking for that last exact reason is why they're gonna do it at a Raw or SmackDowns for like 18,000 people to react to it.
Yeah. If they do it, man, like you said, I hope it's like on a Saturday or I hope it's done on a Raw. I personally don't want it to extend like a month. I'd rather just
No. That any draft needs to be done in one.
Yeah, it needs to be done right there and then.
Right. I prefer all done right here. So tomorrow we can look at an exclusive or extensive roster. That's what I want to see. The NFL does it 3 days. That's okay and it's fine. It's whatever. But I don't watch day 3. I watch day 1. I watch day 1 for sure. I watch parts of day 2. Parts of day 2. And that's it. I don't even. There's a day 3. Flip to one time. Is it not us? Flip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right. I don't like that the NFL does just the first round on the first night. That's so annoying to me. I wish they still did like at least the first 2 rounds or first 3 rounds on the first night. But
yeah. No, but I get it though. It's like it's easier on the agents and stuff, and then it's easier on the talent, and then people get an extra day to think about where they want to go with their selections. Because if you got hosed in the first round, you got to completely regroup.
Just put everybody on the spot.
I like that on the spot. Do we think they're going to do one world title or two world titles. And if they do two world titles, how do they split the title now?
I personally, that's kind of tough, man. That's a tough question. I think if they do a brand split, though, I think they have to have two titles. That's just the
Okay.
way I look at it. Someone exclusive to Raw, someone exclusive to SmackDown. That way, you give more opportunity to some of the other wrestlers not named Roman Reigns or John Cena, to actually have the opportunity to get the main title. As far as how they would split it, I don't necessarily know how that would happen. I don't know. They'll just create maybe they'll bring back the World Heavyweight Championship, or I don't know. They'll do something. I'm not really sure there, but yeah, I just think it needs to be two titles if it's going to be a brand split.
I
What do you
think I think it should be. I mean, I would love for it to be one title, but yeah, just for the reasons you just said, Kev. Because if you have only one title, here's gonna be your list of champions in the next 5, 6 years:
think?
John Cena, Roman Reigns, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Triple H. Throw Seth Rollins in there. Maybe Kevin Owens because he might win the Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns and John Cena. So we
Ain't that the damn truth, though?
It is, man.
That's the bad thing about it, and that's why I would love for there to be one world title. Because I mean, it just makes sense. There's one world champion. You don't have two NBA champions. You don't have two NFL champions. There needs to be one world
Sure.
champion. But since if you're going to do Raw and SmackDown as two separate entities, to give other people opportunities, because you don't want to see the same champions over and over again, it needs to be two titles. Let's say if Roman Reigns is still champion when the draft starts. Let's say he stays on Raw. I think then whoever is running SmackDown, whether it's Shane or Stephanie, they'd probably just introduce a tournament for the
Okay.
for the World Heavyweight Championship. Introduce it. Maybe qualifying matches. Every week, and then eventually you're gonna have the last two face off at. I guess it'd be maybe going into SummerSlam to be crowned World Heavyweight Champion. Or maybe, I mean, if you want to make SmackDown big and start off with a boom, you make the World Heavyweight title match on a SmackDown. I mean, what better way to bring the ratings and to start off the show with the bang on live? So I think you go that route. I think that'll be the best route because it seems like they're going with two world titles. I think that'll be the best way to do it.
Yeah, you're right, man. That'll really draw a lot of shit. That'll draw a ton of fans, man. If the title was defended, or people are fighting for him the first night of SmackDown, man. I know I'll be watching that for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's funny because that's exactly what I thought was going to happen if they do split the titles. And now Kevin's reasoning gives me a reason to want two titles because I hate the idea of two titles. Vanny, you're right in the sense that there is one world champion.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the Super Bowl champions. It's the Super Bowl champion.
Exactly.
New England Patriots, right? Yes, the Patriots right now. And then to Kevin's point, or Vandy's point again, Roman Cena.
Actually, no. Broncos are the champion right now. I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It is the
sure.
Broncos. It is the Broncos. I'm thinking last year.
Unfortunately.
No, I'm happy the Broncos won.
Yeah, my man Peyton had to go out with that last ring. I mean,
Of course he had to go out.
he didn't play that well, but yeah, he got the ring. That's all.
No, you're right.
He couldn't have less rings than Eli. That's unacceptable.
It was 100% unacceptable. Okay, but going back to what I was thinking, with the tournament, because I was thinking, if they're gonna, let's say they keep Raw's image as the flagship, right? WWE World Heavyweight Champion is probably gonna stay there, or they'll rebrand it as WWE Champion and then bring back the World Heavyweight Champion. I hope they just bring a new title. I don't want them to reintroduce an old title. It needs to be new. This is a new era. Introduce something new. And I think the way they can do that is what I thought was a tournament, and I didn't know if it'd be a single day tournament where people have several matches, or if they have the tournament leading up to it, or make it its own pay-per-view, and essentially bring back King of the Ring for the first SmackDown World Heavyweight Champion. And then this way, at least they get a pay-per-view out of it. And like Roman doesn't need to be in that tournament or anything at all. He's already the world title. So this is just like another way. I don't know how they introduce it. That's the problem here is I have no idea how they're going to introduce another title.
Yeah.
But just the thought of it has to be like sometime after the draft, I think. Like, all right, so what are we gonna do about the world title? Or unless they're gonna address it, we're gonna split the world title. We're gonna hold a tournament for the SmackDown champ or whoever the other branch champion is after the champion is drafted. In this case, Roman Reigns. So I don't know. We'll see though. I
Yeah,
have
I think that's probably what's going to happen though. Just like you were saying, just they'll have a tournament maybe that'll go on throughout throughout a month, and then that'll lead up to the pay per view, and
mhm.
they'll have a one-on-one match or whatever, and that'll decide who the champion of SmackDown or Raw is, depending.
Yeah. I just at least with King of the Ring they can build a storyline out of it, for
And
well
that'll
they
make
could
King of the Ring relevant event as well because it really hasn't been for the past shit. Who knows how long?
it doesn't fucking matter. It's like your King of the Ring used to be for a number one contender for the World Heavyweight Champion or the WWE Champion. Like, what did Wade Barrett do with it? He got a new gimmick. It was dumb as
Right.
fuck. Like,
That's it.
it was dumb as fuck. Anyway,
I'm afraid I got some bad news.
yeah, just something though, and just like people I want to see champion. Like Finn Balor needs to be champion. Shinsuke needs to be champion, and that was the biggest. That was the one that sold me on 2 titles because it's not to say that he won't get the world title. It's just he'll definitely get the second title. That's for sure. You know. Um.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do the tag titles float between the two shows?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they have enough tag teams to have 2 sets of tag team champions.
Yeah, I hated that they teased that they split the New Day. I was like, no, don't fucking. That was one of the problems with the first draft. Don't fuck it up this time.
Exactly.
Keep them as a unit. Like,
If one guy gets drafted on a team, that whole team should get drafted.
Yeah, the entire team, man. I do not want to see the New Day separated. Like you said,
My-
that
my
blew
thing-
my mind.
my thinking behind their wording or their logic is that the potential is there for you to get taken from your team, but we may just draft your whole team in the first place. Like if they want to break out the Wyatt family, I wouldn't be surprised if they do it by taking just Bray, or maybe even like Luke Harper, just to like sting Bray. Like I don't know, but just don't break up the New Day. Don't break up the New Day. Don't break up Enzo and Cass. That'll be fucking retarded. That would be absolutely
stupid,
fucking retarded.
So stupid. That's like when they broke up the Dudleys, like you were saying.
Exactly. It's fucking dumb.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
stupid, man.
It's like they're together, and neither one of them benefited. It was dumb
Nope.
as fuck. Like, anyway,
If they do that with Enzo and Cass, man, god damn, that would suck. Especially because they got so much heat right now, so much fan support. Why?
Yeah,
I just don't see
they're
why
over.
you would do that. Yeah.
yeah, no, if it ain't broke, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's no need to fix it.
Yeah. What about US and IC title? Do they float or do they show exclusive?
I'll say show exclusive.
Yeah, I definitely.
Same here.
I think the US title goes back to SmackDown. Stays on SmackDown.
Yeah. I can see that, especially if Rusev or someone dominant is the champion. Just again, another superstar you want to see on SmackDown. So I think that would be the best choice.
Did I talk about Rusev last week? Maybe changing the US title to the European title again?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that'll happen?
I don't think so. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to happen, but yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, probably. I like to see that though. Like just I guess whoever wins, if they're European, they just change it, right to the European Championship, and then whoever wins it next can change the title back.
Yeah. That'd be funny to see. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but it'd be funny to see.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Looks
What
like maybe
else?
the women's division might be exclusive to one show.
If they do that, do you think the cruiserweights will be exclusive to another show if they bring back cruiserweights?
I think so. I think that would be a good idea because it's just kind of the same thing with the tag team division. The women's division is not deep enough that you want to have 2 titles, and it's kind of pointless when you just rebranded the Divas division, the championship, as the women's championship. It'd be kind of pointless to bring back another women's champ. I mean, what do you? I mean, you're going to call
The
it?
Divas title.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, it makes sense to have all the women on one show because you don't really have a deep. I mean, you don't have. To me, it would make sense that because you don't want 2 women's championships, and I don't think you want to have women on 2 rosters because the women's not deep enough of a division. And I mean, you already see just based on Raw, they barely give them any time as it is. So
Jeez, tell me about it,
just
man.
have them focus on one show and just keep it like that. I think that'd be fine. And yeah, that'd be great to have the cruiserweights on. Let's say if the women are on Raw, you have the cruiserweights on SmackDown. I mean, I think that'd be great. And it'll give you a reason to watch both shows and keep both ratings afloat. But goodness gracious, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm still dreading this 3 hours with the split roster. Oh my gosh.
There's no way that they'd have to change it back to 2 hours if they do the split, man. There's, like you said, there's just no way. I mean, right now it's we get terrible shows with everybody, on both shows. So if they split it, we have half the talent. I mean, it can only get worse, in my opinion.
It can, and it will. I hope it goes back to 2 hours. That way, people don't get overexposed in the general sense. But it's Raw drags, man. It sucks watching that shit sometimes.
It does.
I'm
put it back to 2 hours. Hopefully, they can cut out some of the crap.
Bullshit. The bullshit. Yeah,
like the Golden Truth storyline.
Oh, I can't believe it's still going on. The longest storyline to date. And I think it's really pointless. I'm not invested at all. Like, not at all. I don't know how do you guys feel about that storyline?
They had me at some moments. Some moments I was thinking to myself, okay, no, this is cool. All right. I mean, I can dig with it. But then the other weeks I'm just looking at it like, why do I like this?
They give you nothing to like. There's just. Oh, God. I don't even know why we're talking about it still.
No, I'll be the guy. I kind of dig it. It's I don't know.
I mean, I guess some of the fans dig it because they're chanting "Golden Truth" and whatnot. But I'm
with you, John. I mean, at certain parts, I do dig it.
Because truth is funny sometimes, and he'll get me with some of his stuff.
He was funny on commentary yesterday, calling Byron Saxton coach.
A new coach.
No, he has good comedic timing. He's funny when he can. Some of his stuff is funny. Not all of it's funny. But yeah. I don't know. And then with Breezango, I don't like them. Really, it makes sense now. I'm surprised it took them this long to get together after seeing it. And then their entrance song actually wasn't awful. I remember I was like, oh hey, it's Tyler, and I was like, and then it fused into the Fandango song, and I was like, this doesn't sound like shit. I'm not gonna defend it. It doesn't sound like shit though. And I was like, okay, let's see where they go. I won't hate them because if I hated two dudes for looking sweet, then I wouldn't have liked Billy and Chuck at all. And I thought they were fucking funny.
They were.
Just the funny ass innuendos and just Yeah. It's funny. It's funny, and I won't hate these dudes because they don't claim that they're sweet.
That's true.
And even Tyler Breeze has Summer Rae hanging out with him. And Fandango's had Rosa Mendez, so there's flamboyant dudes. It's just that I don't know if that. I don't want to say that doesn't work because it works for some people. It just doesn't work.
I just think it's because. I just think it's because we know that none of those teams are ever going to become. So it just doesn't give you that much reason to invest in them. They're basically tag team jobbers. Is what they are.
Yeah. It's funny as shit, but it's real.
Oh god.
Yeah,
I hear you got one similar like that in my beats, and thank God I don't have them in right now. But damn, man, they are annoying after a while.
They mess up my hair and they fucking squeeze my head, and I hate them.
And go back to what Vanny was saying a little earlier.
About what?
Man, about the women's, some of the women's matches they're putting on, man. Come on, guys. What are they doing? They wanted us to invest, in the women's division. They're building it up, and we get like a 2-minute match between Dana and.
It's like a 2-minute squash match. Who Charlotte just had 2 pay-per-views with, She had to cheat to win both matches.
Yeah, those are like 10, 15-minute matches. They weren't
Yeah.
squash matches.
And Dana Brooke comes out there and kills her, and I mean kills her. Like,
Kills.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Kevin, because I now have to lay in the SmackDown moment.
Go ahead, man. Lay it on.
You see, and this is part of the reason why Raws have. Okay, well, first of all, we're not even gonna get started on SmackDown because SmackDown's awful because there's no reason to watch it. But this is the reason why Raw. We don't sit here and bash the show, but if something's bad, we're gonna call it out. And this is some of the reason why, and it's just storylines. We sat here, what was it, last August or whenever it was, that all the AODU.
Nice.
It's what, last summer when the Divas Revolution happened and started. And now we're sitting here and we're talking about, and he's flaunting the title right now. And you know what?
Not the time, John.
Hey, you know what? You're going to lose that title and if you come Money in the Bank. You are going to lose that title. And that's my other late to SmackDown moment because you shouldn't have that title. Because if Kalisto they go and screw up, you would be champion right now.
It's all Kalisto's fault, man.
It's all Kalisto's fault. It's all Kalisto's fault. But it's all right. It's all right because in due time, in a few weeks, at Money in the Bank, your title reign, just like Roman Reigns' reign, needs to be over, and it will end. You heard it here first. I don't care if I'm champion, if Kevin's champion. John, you are losing that title. So enjoy it for the next few weeks. Enjoy it. Caress it. Polish it up. Sign it real good. Sign it real nice because in a few weeks' time, that title is coming home to where it belongs. Right here to your boy, the Vandalizer.
Oh, you're so right, though, man. He's had that title way too long.
Way too long. Way too long. He's gotten real comfortable with it. And I don't like that. I don't like that. You're getting comfortable with that title, man. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. You know.
It's not. It's really not.
you don't understand. It can't be your title if you never had it in the first place. So.
Ooh, throwing shots. Oh.
Damn, shots fired, man. I can't believe it.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that one. Enjoy it now because once your reign ends, you're not gonna have that title again.
That's all right. I encourage haters. I don't avoid them. I cut promos on them. So.
There's no hate. There's no hate going on right now. We're just stating facts.
Straight KO facts.
Okay, you're right. And I'll drop a KO fact on you. I went undefeated in my predictions last pay-per-view. Let's not forget that. It's not that Kalisto fucked up. It's that he fucked up by getting in the ring with Rusev, and Rusev fucked him up.
He did.
And now going back to that, now I want to talk about Raw. Rusev did that crazy shit to Zack Ryder this week.
Yeah. I love it, man.
Sorry for everyone that's getting in his wake. He's going to break y'all motherfuckers in half.
It seems like he's going to be doing that for a while now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everybody's getting their stretching in before they face Rusev in the match because he will break your back.
Shit.
Yeah.
I think that's why we're going to see Kalisto this week.
So yeah, I mean, these women's matches are just bad. I mean, we go from last week the promo that Charlotte had and the attention that was put on her to this week having a 2-minute squash match, if that, with Dana Brooke taking out Natalya. Again, as you said, that Charlotte has been headlining the last 2 pay-per-views in the women's division. We don't hear from anybody or see anybody else in the women's division besides maybe 2 or 3 every week, and they have a couple-minute matches. And then every here and there, they'll have a 7-minute match. How do you expect anybody to get invested in them or to care about them if you're not showing it? You're putting on 2-minute matches for them. You're not. I mean, you go to the bathroom and come back and the match is over. If we can't invest in it and we don't have any time to see it. I mean, they clearly don't show any type of care in them. So why should we? And that's why the women's division, the tag team division has been bad for so many years, is because they don't pay any attention to it. And it's just storylines. It's just consistently build something and stick with it. Don't decide 1 week we're going to do this and we're going to make it great and we're going to give you guys something to talk about. And then the next week we're going to just throw them out there for a couple minutes and then call it a day, call it a night. No.
Oh, man, it's terrible. The worst part is that they actually have the talent to build rivalries and to put on good matches, but they're going back to the same old ways, and that's pretty much what started the Divas Revolution in the first place. They weren't giving these women enough time to do anything, and here we are again, a year later, same friggin' thing.
Same old, same old.
Same old, same old. And then I'm going to use both your points. I think you need storyline, number one. Because once there's storyline behind anything, then there's weight to it. And once there's weight to it, then there's consequences. And when there's consequences, people care. If Joe... who's two people? Zack Ryder and Connor of the Ascension have a match. There's no stakes, no nothing on it. You don't care who wins or loses. There's no reason to care.
Nope. I would not want to watch that.
Exactly. Or you can get Vaudevillains versus the Enzo and Cass for the number one contender for the Tag Team Championships. Which match on paper, as basic as they may or may not be, is better or may be perceived better because there's something added to it.
Yeah,
there's
something at stake.
There's reason behind it. It's not just an exhibition match, and that's fine for live events, but Monday Night Raw isn't a live event in the sense that it's televised. You want to do your exhibition matches on live events, like Friday, Saturdays. That's fine, cool, 100%. And I'm down with that too, because then you'll see matches that you wouldn't normally see. But on TV, you have to give me a reason that Charlotte is feuding or done feuding with Natalya now because she's sided with Dana Brooke. Okay, why does Dana Brooke hate Natalya in the first place? Why does Dana Brooke like Charlotte in the first place? Why is she so cool with Ric Flair? Why is all this happening?
Who knows?
There's no real reason behind it. And then the part with the Divas Revolution and how it took a lot to come to it. The reason it happened in the first place is because they're not getting the matches and they're not getting the time, like you guys were saying. There's not enough time. People become wrestling fans because of a match.
Yeah.
You saw a match that changed your life. You saw a match that you will never forget. You saw a moment you'll never forget. That's what makes a wrestling fan a wrestling fan. And if you don't give these women enough time to go out there and create that moment for little Susie in the front row, she might not be a lifelong fan to that particular women's wrestler, giving the women time. Let's look at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. There was story there. There's a title on the line there. There was a live crowd there, televised, network special televised. There was weight behind it. It was Sasha's last match in NXT, we thought. It was Bayley's real shot to win this championship. And everyone in the building knew Bayley was going home with that championship, but damn it, did Sasha not make everyone believe that she might have kept it that night? Did she not play one of the greatest heels in that match? Did she not?
Absolutely.
When she stomped on Bayley's hand, I literally lost my shit and said, this is probably one of the best matches I've ever seen.
Ever.
It's one of my favorite matches I've ever seen, and I still like to watch it.
Yeah.
And it had the perfect, was that supposed to happen? Was that, I don't know, who's going to win? And then when Bayley fell down that weird, it got everyone. You get drawn in the right way because you care about the superstars in the ring for a reason. Your character does that. Your storyline helps that. Once there's weight to something, then you feel it. Once you care about it, you're off to the races.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man. It's just like you said, you give them time. You create lifelong fans by doing so. If they're coming out and having a 2-minute match, who gives a shit? No one's gonna get invested in something like that. But like you said, man, that was one of the best matches I've freaking ever seen, dude. It was freaking awesome.
That's a match. That's a match I show to people who aren't wrestling fans to turn them into wrestling fans, and that's someone I say, like, oh, women can't wrestle. You sure about that?
Yeah, check these women out.
Give me 25 minutes of your time, and I will have you buying a T-shirt in an hour.
Now that's really the match that put me behind Bayley and the Boss.
Sasha, yeah.
I really, really got invested in them after that. I mean, like I said, it was just a hell of a performance by the two of them, and
it's absolutely fantastic.
And
Absolutely
Bailey,
fantastic.
Bailey was this super duper underdog because she never won the title, and the boss, she's the boss. She come in, she runs the place. She had a vicious ass entrance where she got like lifted up to the ring, came out on the freaking escalator and whatnot.
That's so dope, wasn't it?
It was awesome, man. Just the whole thing, just from start to finish, was incredible. And yeah, like you said, they put those types of matches on at pay-per-views. I mean, me as a guy, I like watching those matches. I know you guys like watching that shit. It just gets everybody invested and creates lifelong fans. Simple as that.
Simple as that. Hopefully we can get some more of that soon, but I highly doubt it. We can
Yeah.
only hope. We can only hope, though. And going back to Vandy's point for Raw being 3 hours, I think the Divas will be exclusive. Excuse me, the women's wrestlers will be exclusive to Raw. There's more of them,
Yeah.
and there's better characters there, especially right now. So Charlotte will probably get drafted first because she's the champion. You have to take the champ first.
Yeah.
And then this brings an opportunity for Bailey to come up, Asuka to come up. Oh my God, Asuka! There's no way they're not gonna invade NXT and just take everything out of there. They have to bolster these shows.
You got to.
Give the IWC a reason to want to watch Raw and SmackDown. There's a hardcore audience there already.
Mm-hmm.
You got them. You got them. You got to give them more of a reason. You got to give them even more reason to go out and tell Joe Blow down the street, hey, you need to watch SmackDown tonight. Give them a reason to see Finn Balor do the demon entrance and go out there and just tear the fucking house down. Just tear it down. And quickly speaking onto Finn Balor, did you see? Is the next NXT Takeover event, or is it the one after the next one? It's NXT Takeover, the end, like dot dot dot.
Yeah, one after the next. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think that means? Do you think it's like what I think is the end of the Takeover brand? Like now NXT might have regular pay-per-views like WWE does, or they might even do like a new name or new word. So like WWE is like Royal Rumble, Fastlane, Mania, etc., etc., etc. Maybe they'll have NXT. They honestly they might just go back to the old names they've used for the takeovers. They might do Rival, our Revolution. They could do all those. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna take out that takeover name. So that's my thinking. Or it could just mean solidification that these guys. This is the last time you're gonna see Finn Balor, Joe, Shinsuke, maybe Austin Aries, all these guys on NXT.
Yeah. Yeah, I think either one of those two possibilities, either the end of the takeover name or the end of this era of NXT stars before they get called up, because they're going to need to get called up. I mean, I think probably that's going to be most likely too, because I did see that Vince is going to be trying to raid talent from wherever he can: TNA, Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground, New Japan, anybody's contract that's coming up or is up, any talent, he's going to go after them to bolster the rosters and to rebuild, to continue to fuel NXT. So I believe the superstars there now, just as you mentioned, Shinsuke, Samoa Joe, Balor, Asuka, Bailey, eventually get called up, and it's kind of the end of an era for this era of NXT before a new era starts up.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. I like that reasoning behind it. That makes sense because, I mean, there's no way they can just end NXT. We already know that's not happening. So, like you said, just end of an era, just bringing up those guys, calling them up to the main roster, and pretty much, kind of starting fresh, if you will, with some newer guys coming to NXT. Oh, man, no way, Jose. Hey.
Kev, unplug your mic and plug it back in. Kev, unplug your mic and plug it back in.
How's that?
It's not better. Sorry. Is there anything else that we want to get to today? Is there anything else like with the draft or brand extension, or who might go to what show? Like, anything else you guys want to go over?
I mean, like we said, Raw was nothing really to talk about there. We already covered everything.
Yeah, I mean, really nothing for me. I mean, I know. I mean, we could dive into who we think will kind of our mock drafts of who we think is going to go to each show, but I mean, we do have time for that, so we could table that one.
You want
That's
to do
true.
this, or do you want to do it like some other time?
Yeah, we could table that one till
Okay.
later. I mean, we do have some time, and that way we can kind of draw out the brand extension news and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we still got a while before the draft, so
Yeah, for
like I said,
sure.
we can.
If you guys want to go and check out our fantasy draft mock draft that we did 2 months ago, a few months ago, go ahead and check it out. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Voice. You'll see it'll be fantasy draft brand split, I believe is what it's named. Any other news? Anything else though?
I saw that. I don't know if you guys are familiar, Velvet Sky that was on NTNA with Angelina Love, the Beautiful People. But she's expressed an interest in coming to WWE, whether she said it's the main roster or going to NXT. She says she just wants to. I mean, she's seen the ones she's worked with in TNA, such as AJ Styles, Austin Aries, Samoa Joe, and what they're doing now. And she says she's ready. She's excited to come. She wants to work with wrestlers like Bailey. She says she loves Natalia's work and wants to work with her. So
Nice.
I would hope that, and I would think that eventually we would see her coming up, especially if they're trying to, if Vince is going on this talent raid and just trying to get the best talent he can. I think Velvet Sky would be a great talent to add.
Oh yeah, that's true, man. And then I guess somebody else, I think John, you were saying earlier, but I think I was saying online his contract may be up, or I don't know, he's got a few more matches left. Would be the Olympic gold medalist. I would love to see him.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to go over. So Cody Rhodes' first match out of WWE, I believe the date was August 27th, versus Kurt Angle, and I love Kurt Angle. I was so happy to see this, and this is so dope. I can't wait to see what Cody can do, because Kurt will give him the match that he clearly wants.
No doubt about that.
Yo, Cody, show the world, man. Show them why you left WWE. Show them why you don't need WWE. And I'm happy for you. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
I'm actually gonna be freaking sick. I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, for sure. That's our show this week. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at PWV_podcast. For all your wrestling news, articles, opinions, and information, check out ProWrestlingVoice.com. Check out our store, ProWrestlingTees.com/ProWrestlingVoice. Only $19.99. You guys go ahead and check those out. I'm your host, John Lucas, alongside my co-host, Vanny Bernard.
The calling. The buzzards. They're here.
Well, see you, Vandy.
Kevin Ortiz, man. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Yes, sir, man. It's always good to be here. Maybe I'll go play some of this Mario Kart old school, huh?
Right, you have fun with that. You beat my ass this weekend with it.
Hey, there's Vandy. He's back. Welcome back, man.
Yeah. So whatever. No, I want to play SmackDown vs. Raw again. GM mode, that shit was. We were playing WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. The GM mode in that, I might record us playing that because that shit's good. And now I have everything unlocked, so I can edit the rosters and stuff. So it might be more fun to play with those rosters than what they got today. Eddie and Benoit are still in that game. Hey, back, man.
It was surreal.
It was surreal.
Well.
Yeah. I'm John Lucas. Vandy is back.
Back.
I think I'm back.
Thank you, R2. Kevin Ortiz, again.
I'm gonna go back and rewatch that AJ in the club whooping on Cena. Yeah, but
Follow the buzzards.
I won't throw the book at you. Until next time.